Hello again. I seem to be having technical difficulties this morning, so I'm just continuing from where we left off. My wife is going bonkers. Yes, that's what happens when you have something very important here. That's when things will go wrong. So, hey, it's part of the game. We were talking about the words that we speak, and even we're talking about. I think the point where I left us off was sometimes there's places that we go to, even church, for example, where you accept. You expect to be uplifted. And of course, the devil comes to church with us too. So that's where sometimes you hear words that you discourage you or put you down, and then you ask yourself, what is going on? But as a human being, you need to be able to separate all that. I was saying before, the words that we speak tells people what is in our hearts. So, out of the whatever is in our hearts is what will come out of your mouth. So if you're a person who is blessing people and being good and kind to people, it shows that, hey, you're trying to make progress, or you're trying to change and become a better person or become Christ-like. So this is where I talk about culture versus faith. So which is it? Is it our attitudes, the way we've been raised, that, we need to come and speak negatively to people? Or are we Christians who are trying to be positive and encourage and build people up? That's a question I'm throwing out there. But I find, to me, I'll be honest, I find it a waste of time when constantly people want to say negative things or put you down. Why don't we move on and, hey, do something more positive, build people up? That's what will help them. I'm going to read from Proverbs 15, verse 4. It says, the soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit. I personally do not feel like having my spirit crushed, because all my life I heard a lot of things. They were very negative, and it takes a lot of hard work to grow and get past some of these things that you hear. I'm sure people have all kinds of stories as well, but the issue is not to dwell there. I was talking about children in the earlier videos, that at being a child you'll be told things, oh, you have a big head, oh this, oh that, and you believe it, and people will mock you. Like, it's like the God who created us is not mocking us, but you find our own people telling you how big your nose is, or your legs are this, or your head is this. Like, we need to ask ourselves, when was the last time or the first time we created a human being? And that person that you are mocking is also a child of the living God. So what right do you have to speak negative into somebody's life? It's worrisome that we are not growing in that way. We make all these jokes and we think it's so funny. Hey, maybe I'm a serious person, but all that, the way I want to put it is, I've grown past that stage. I've done a lot of work on myself to get the right mindset and not be bothered by what people will say or do. And I trust that people out there are also doing that same work. But the thing is, people are at different stages, and hey, you may be ahead of somebody, or somebody may be ahead of you. So you need to have the backbone or the strength, like the enough fortitude not to let people's negativity bother you, and also to see that it is where they are at. So, I'm very passionate about this because I hear a lot. And for me, my life is that if I do something to build you up, I prefer to do that than speak negative. And it's not to sit here and say that I don't speak negative. But yeah, we all fall back and do things we are not supposed to do. And that's when we ask God for forgiveness, and we don't let it bind us or keep us in bondage, but we move on and try to do better. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to try with it. Not in your own strength, but you're going to have to seek God out, seek the Holy Spirit to help you to become a better person, somebody who will encourage people, who speak positively, especially the young people around us. We come from a culture where we say children should be seen and not heard. I recently had my younger sister visiting me, and she told me a funny story of how, as the older girls were talking, and she typed in and came to ask a question, and I told her little children should be seen and not heard. So she's used that to advise her life. And when my daughters heard it, they started laughing. They go, Mom. I said, well, that was a different time and era. Era, you know. But here we are in Canada, your children are around you, so they see and they know everything that's going on. But still, they know what I'm talking about too, because even them, they are adults, but they don't pipe into every conversation. I mean, sometimes, you know, you need to be careful how much you put out there in front of young people, because it affects the attitude towards the adults in their lives. So I'm just saying, again, a soothing tongue is the tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit. Choose your words wisely. The words that you speak will hurt somebody or prevent them from reaching their goal in life. And what would you have accomplished? Bear that in mind this day, especially about this season. Be kind. Speak kind words to one another and love one another. Anything that we say we are doing in Christendom, if it is not done in love, then we're just clanging cymbals. Christ loved us, so this is the time. And not just this season, every day we have to strive to walk in love.